friends. I'm Leah.
And I'm Rachel.
And today we're covering, is this a dominatrix episode actually?
I feel like we're dressed to whip some ass.
Ooh, I think in that case we should talk about our specialist subject today and debunk some network marketing myths.
I love it. There are many.
There are so many.
Many. So let's start with the main one. It's a scam.
Oh my God.
It's a scam.
Do you know what?
It's a scam.
The amount of times I hear this is unbelievable. And coming from a 9 to 5, I actually think, and this will be controversial and people are going to slate me in the comments, and I'm so glad because it's going to get good engagement. But coming from a 9 to 5, like I was taught that was the only way. And actually, I think the scam begins at school because they don't get told anything to do with being able to make money online, network marketing. Just generally, anything to do with entrepreneurship is like off limits. It's just about being an employee. But we're going to come on to that. What's the second one?
Second one is only the people at the top earn. Now, I would love, show me a system where the people that do the least work at the bottom earn the most money, because I am doing that. I'm giving up.
I'll quit.
I'm doing that.
I'll go now.
Show me. Where at the bottom do people make the most money? People, I just think it's a mentality. It's like, oh, of course the people at the top make the most money. Nice thing about network marketing is you, honey, can be at the top.
Absolutely. And when you get to the top, you only get to the top as a direct reflection of how many people you've helped make money.
Actually, in our business, we have a leadership board.
We have one.
It's slightly, questionable at times.
Sometimes.
But
order
today,
has been restored.
Order has been restored. The world is a better place. Because the leadership board came out on what you actually do. Yes. And oh my God. I'm embarrassed for some people.
Well,
I'm going to say you've embarrassed yourself. You haven't embarrassed yourself.
Oh no, obviously we've not.
But some people, I'm like, you've embarrassed yourself.
But our mentor talks about like earners versus leaders a lot in network marketing, and I think we can definitely cover that on this episode. And what's the third biggest myth then?
It's a pyramid.
Oh my God.
It's a pyramid scheme. It's a pyramid. It's that thing that my parents did in the 80s. It's a pyramid.
Yes.
It's a pyramid.
And what is a pyramid scheme?
So, I remember.
I know, but I mean.
Oh, I thought you were actually asking me.
I have to answer this. No, but look, I know, but let's explain to everybody else.
I don't know. I'm not in one.
But why people commonly mistake pyramid schemes and MLMs for the same thing? But do you know what?
Businesses for like a business, babe. It's business. Do you own your company? Are you the CEO of your company?
I was just about to say,
I know.
as an ex-corporate girly, I was in the biggest pyramid scheme on the planet. So much so, I'll tell you a story, guys. When I left my ex-corporate job, that year, the year before I left, I made £13 million worth of profit for my department. 13. I walked into my pay review.
Rolling in it, baby, rolling in it.
No.
Oh, why?
Because
you made 13 million.
The owner of the company keeps the profit.
That old chestnut.
A bit like a pyramid.
Anyway,
Just a little bit.
A bit like a pyramid.
And so I went in for my pay review and I was like, I've done great. I'm going to get this, like, I don't know why I'd calculated 30k bonus, which obviously I was going to be.
Delusional.
Well, it was delusional because it didn't happen. And they said, I'm so proud of you. You've done great. Here's I think like 0.5% pay rise and no bonus. Nobody's getting a bonus this year because your department's done great, but the company hasn't. And I was like, what? Like, you're telling me that no matter how good I am or how much money I make, I will be rewarded on everyone else's efforts. And so that was actually why I signed up to network marketing, because I thought, if I can make that amount of money for somebody else, what can I do with a level playing field where I get to keep the money that I make and I get to help other people make money? And so I got out of the biggest pyramid scheme on the planet and got into a level playing field, because actually, just to bust myth number 2 there, I out-earn the people above me.
Well,
That's
this
you.
goes back. This goes back to the updated leadership board,
Yes.
based on what you're doing now, not what you did then.
Yes.
And I think I get other people go, Rach, that company that you started. And I'm like,
What, they think you founded the company? That's
people
good.
think it's my company. I
well
own
done,
the
babe.
company. I know.
Thank you.
Cheers
Cheers
to that.
You're
I
so
own the
clever.
company. I am so clever. I founded the company. I, in fact, am the owner of the company. And many a time every week, I have to say, you do know I don't own the company.
No.
And they're, what do you mean? I'm like, no, I actually joined like 66,000 person.
Is that what your rep number
My
is?
rep number is 66,000.
It's like 90 odd.
You're like 90,000. And where are we sitting? 1 and in the top 10.
Yeah.
But I remember back in the 1980s, I was sitting in my front room and my dad and my mum were having a conversation. You know, it's like really weird thing. He just bought an XR3i. Do you know what? James,
BMW?
producer James, you know what an XR3i is, don't you?
Old man car.
No, it was,
It's like-
was it James? And there was a Cosworth version of it. Anyway,
Boy racer.
oh, they were very cool.
Very cool in the day.
Yeah, my dad had just bought one of these because he had put money into a pyramid scheme.
So a pyramid scheme basically is,
They put money at the bottom,
yeah,
right? And everybody puts money in and it pushes you to the top. And when
Okay.
you get to the top of the pyramid, you take the money. Apart from the fact that not everybody, they all kind
Nobody
of
can get
collapsed.
paid out,
Well,
yeah.
because if you
they're at the bottom.
if you put the money in and then people stop putting the money in, your money's there and that person at the top's got it and you don't. So the pyramid started to fall apart because people stopped putting money in and there was people that had put money in. So that's where the pyramid scheme, and I think many people don't know what one is.
They don't. So I actually like to ask people when they say, is it a pyramid scheme? What is their understanding of a pyramid scheme? Because people have just got this big, massive misconception. They like to stick a red label on something because people hate what they don't understand.
Oh yeah, or their dad's bought XR3Is in the 1980s.
So specific, but if you're in that position, yes, maybe.
But it's true, people hate what they don't understand.
Yeah, and that's why people, I think, initially can be a little bit skeptical about network marketing and like to brandish it with one of these things. And I'm not bashing that because I was in the exact same position.
We were those people, and I think we have to remember
I didn't understand it.
that was us because we're uneducated. And I hate saying that to people. I would never
Uneducated on
actually
the
say that
industry.
to somebody. You're just uneducated. I feel that adds fuel to the fire. And I've heard network marketers go, no, you're just uneducated.
Network marketers behaving badly.
Oh, we're going to get to that in a minute. But people are genuinely uneducated.
Yeah, and that I was uneducated, and now, like, my job as a network marketer, a professional network marketer, is to give people enough.
Well done.
Thank you, babe.
Well done. It took you 5 years to. Can we just
Getting there.
it took her a long time to say, hello, my name's Leah
And
Lockett.
I'm a network marketer.
And I'm a professional network marketer.
So I'm an Alcoholics Anonymous. so I, as a professional network marketer now, my job.
No, she can't stop saying
I'm
it.
just gonna get professional network
I am
marketer.
a professional network marketer.
But my job is to give people enough information so that they can make an informed decision. And we always talk about, I'm not in the business of convincing. And we see this so often, don't we?
I had this conversation with my team last night. There was a lady and she wanted to leave. And we found out why she wanted to leave. And she actually had hands up, she had a valid reason to leave. She's also rubbish at it and put no time in and wasn't consistent.
Number one.
So I've turned around and I've gone, let her go. Let her go. Say good. Who is it? There is somebody, and I've gotten this
you,
from
wasn't
somewhere.
it?
It was me, but
You
I'm not
watch this again.
Yeah.
Do you know what she does all the time, right? And I'm speaking to you now. She does this all the time. She
I own it.
plagiarizes other people's really good stuff, and then she says it. And I sit and go like, oh my God, like, and I'm like, no, Rachel Lowdy said that. And then later down the line, I see
We
someone
were
else do the
actually-
fucking training, and I'm like,
We were in Vegas at a mastermind and somebody did my training. The person that had initially done the training that I stole it from.
I was like,
The shame. everybody in that
just
room.
robbed your fucking training.
She's like, taking your training.
No, babe.
How awful. How awful. Eric Worry, how dare you steal my
How
training?
you robbed Rachel's training? Fucking
What
grow
are the
up,
chances
man.
of all the things? What are the chances? The one thing that I did, she was like, he's just stolen your training.
Listen, I will
Rach."
die on the hill that they're yours. I will fight people in the streets if they try and tell me otherwise. Tell everybody the good things. I'm like, Rachel says that all the time.
I can't even remember what I was saying.
Basically, if somebody, it's like the let them theory, the Mel Robbins thing. So when somebody does something that isn't what you want them to do or like what you would expect them to do, you would just say, good. So I want to leave. Good.
Where did I get that from? Was it Mel Robbins?
No,
I'm going to
she's
take it
only
as my
just
own.
released that
It's
book.
mine.
It's yours.
Good. Yeah, so going back to the lady, I've got it. It's come back to me. It was like, whoa, there we go. We're back in the room.
Welcome.
Thank you. Hi. Good.
It's gone again.
It's not.
Good.
I heard somebody once say, if you answer good to everything,
Yeah.
there's a reason why people leave. There's a reason why people say no to you. Good. I don't want that person in my business. So I had this conversation with this girl yesterday, and she was mortified that this one person is leaving. I was like, good. What do you mean good? She's like, what do you mean? You can't say, you're my leader. You can't say good. I was like, good, let her go.
Yes.
Why? I said, because the amount of time you're going to waste on trying to convince this person that
To
it's for
stay,
them.
to
And
work.
You can't
everything.
convince somebody to work. You cannot convince somebody to stay. I can't convince somebody to join, and I'm not going to.
I always say, like, can you imagine that first off, that you convince somebody to join your business? Second off, can you imagine how difficult it's going to be to convince them to try and do anything if you've had to convince them to join? It's why I don't bother. But when I started in network marketing, like, I wanted everybody to come with me. I wanted everybody to get rich. I wanted everybody to
You're
win.
going to be so good. I know it. Just come, hold my hand.
Please,
Please, I'm going to do this for you.
I even carried
Together.
people.
It's like Glinda and Alphabet. Hold my hand, I'll take you there.
with us.
Except it's not a freaking fairy tale.
No,
It's not
there's
a freaking fairy
work.
tale. You cannot hold your hand out and pull somebody. What is it that Marina Worry says? I did not make this up. Marina Worry made this up.
Finally, she's giving someone some fucking credit for something.
Only for the first 5 times I say it, then it's mine.
Then she owns it, which is the best part. She's trademarked it after that.
Marina Worry says, it is easier to give birth than
to
raise
resurrect
the
the
dead.
dead.
So true.
Yeah.
Can I take that as my own now? I've said it at least 5 times
Yeah,
and
yeah,
given
that
her credit
shows.
for at least 5
Yeah,
times.
I'll fight anybody if they say it's somebody else's.
It's my saying. But it's true. And I think this is something that you talk about a lot because we both did it.
Yeah, yeah.
Dragging the dead wood, watering the dead plants.
Watering dead plants.
Hoping that they're going to, they're not. And the amount of unicorns, and we'll talk about unicorns later on, but the amount of unicorns that you've missed. Like, I'm here trying to resonate.
Bring somebody back
I'm
to
trying
life.
to bring you back
Yeah.
from the dead. And my unicorns, fly.
Yeah.
Did I mention that we've got clouds? They're flying past the window.
That was a visual representation of our brains, by the way. It's shiny object.
Clouds. Word association. Clouds. Unicorns.
Dead. But you can miss.
Wood. Bring to life. This is how
You can miss a unicorn flying right past our jet with these clouds by just trying to resurrect somebody that doesn't want to be here.
You know, things happen for a reason within business. People come, people go, and good.
Yeah.
Good that you're talking about me. Make some noise.
Yeah.
I always say that. Oh, but somebody said something about me. Good, let them say it.
Yeah.
Nobody can see you right now. Let them talk about you.
And I want to talk about that actually, because haters and people that try and steal your dreams in this industry are massive. And so when I got into network marketing, I was in a relationship at the time. I was engaged. I've been with this guy for years, and I started in the business, and I am, as you are, all or nothing with everything. So if I've made a decision, and once I've made that decision, I'm going to go off piste. I can feel it, because the day that you sign up to the business or to anything is not the day that you necessarily sign up to it.
And we say this a lot. And we tell our teams, there are 2 dates, the day that you start and the day that you
Make
start.
a decision.
Well, the day you
Yeah.
sign up, like you said, and the day that you start, you make the decision.
Some people are in the business, but the business isn't in them.
Yeah.
And they're the differences between 2 dates, and that goes for everything, by the way. This is like
I had 2 dates.
I did. We
Yeah.
can apply it to the
Yeah.
gym. Like, some people have got a gym membership. They're not fucking doing anything in there. When
Yeah.
you make that decision to change your nutrition, to change your, lifestyle, to do something consistently, it's the same in business.
Yeah.
And I started the business and didn't make that decision. When I made that decision, I went all in. And at the time, even my mum, I was talking about this, it's funny. My mum was like, why are you doing that? You've got a degree in network marketing.
Mum? But your mum is your biggest fan.
I breathe now, and my mum will post it on social
Literally.
media. She's
Literally, Leah's mum is like fangirling her.
She's like, look at Leah, she's took her first step of the day. And I'm like, Mum, I'm 35.
Leah woke
grow
up this morning, round of applause for Leah. Well done!
But it didn't always look like that. Like, I remember starting, and my mum, like my partner at the time, ex now. But at the
How
time,
gutted is he, by the way?
oh my god, it must.
Can you imagine? It pains him.
Because at the time, I used to say this. I'm doing it for us, and I was doing it for our future life. I was doing it for not him particularly, me, and he just happened to be there at the time.
Come along, babe, I'll hold your hand.
But I could see something that not everybody else could see from day one, and call it delusional, whatever else it is, probably. But I knew that I was going to do what I did, and that was only when I'd made that decision. So when people tried to drag me down, steal my dreams, tell me it wouldn't work, which is one of the reasons that a lot of people give up, isn't it, at the beginning? I was just like, watch me. Watch me.
But it's usually the people that are closest to you. And I didn't steal this, by the way, but I'm going to say I probably did. Everything I've heard, I've just stolen.
People are going to be like in the comments, like,
you're
going to
love
fucking
this.
Tony
Yeah, but
Robbins.
I do this
Shut up.
Tony Robbins. Yeah, but I say things on our trainings. I say things, and I do, and you're like, "That's really good," and I'm like, "Yeah, I made it up. I promise you, I made it up." But I did make it up of the day.
Go.
The thing is that our brains, stay with me on this,
Okay.
right? Stay with
I
me.
fucking don't know where this is going, but I feel like I need to hold on.
Hold on tight, strap in. We're going down.
Ooh.
Our brains are wired for caveman era.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I know this.
So back in the day, our brains were wired for fight or flight.
Mm-hmm.
So if a big bear came up to us, we wouldn't just stand and go, "Hey, friend." Hey, friend.
I don't know, I am a bit delusional.
Oh, you would probably like, "Do you want to join my business, babe?"
If not friend, why friend shaped?
But our brains were wired to fight that bear. Okay, so what happens is when we're with somebody who genuinely loves us and we want to do something, if they don't agree with it or they see danger, they're going to say, "You shouldn't do it, it's this, it's that." Basically, they see us, our business, as a bear, except your business isn't going to eat you. And we have to make this really clear. Dear lovely boyfriend, yes, I see why you're in fight and flight right now. Yes, I see why you're worried about me. And I think sometimes they genuinely are, because their bodies and their brains have gone into caveman mode, and they're like, "This business is going to ruin her. She's going to be this, she's going to be that, she's going to be that." But it's generally not going to kill you.
No.
Even if it fails, it's not going to kill you.
And this is the thing. So my worst case scenario was what everyone else was doing. My worst case scenario was I was going to stay in the job that I was in, earning the amount of money that I was earning, with the amount of holidays that I had, or nothing. That was it. I was just going to stay where nothing bad was going to, nobody was going to kill me. Like, I wasn't going to lose my job. Or the flip side was I could completely revamp my life and change thousands in the process, which is what I've done. So it's like, again, when we can reframe that, and my brain's just always worked like this, but I had to work out how to communicate that to other people, because I was confused that everybody's just not vibing like that.
People are conditioned, and we are conditioned from a young age. And sometimes, we say about, your friend circles and just changing. I mean, we spoke earlier, didn't we, about sitting at tables and what success looks like. So as I said, I've been, sharing a lot more of my life recently on Instagram, and I have people. You need to start doing that, babe.
I just look like I'm
nosy
all the time.
No, it's okay. I mean, I had no makeup on, in my towel, but somebody came to me and they went, I love watching you, But I
Knew
feel
there's gonna be
like
a but.
but you're a cow.
I fucking hate you.
I love watching you, but you're a bitch. No. I love watching you, but I feel like your idea of success is jaded. She said, and
Isn't
she's
it
well,
subjective, though?
it's relative to where you are.
Yes,
So
it is.
imagine right now. She goes, but I have this, and this. So I turned around to her and I said, yes, but in your circle, that's successful. In our circle right now, in our company, we are the most successful people in our company. So for other people,
take us out of it.
we are success. We are the pinnacle of success. We are where everybody is aiming. Put us in a mastermind in Vegas.
We're fucking embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for you. How I'm
you
embarrassed.
Are taking. What does Eric always say to us?
He says you are working.
Pisses
me right off. You're only working at 10% of your potential, and you're embarrassing yourself. And we are.
It infuriates
in that
me.
circle.
But he's right.
We did a mastermind the other week, guys, and this is embarrassing. We're sitting on the table and they're going, okay, so we're going to mastermind and then you're going to have a team leader come up and speak. What I want you to do is I want you to hear from the person that's earning the least amount of money first. So not the ones that are earning the most amount of money. The person that's earning the least amount of money on your table, you speak first. So I'm like,
she's looking around.
I'm looking around.
Was it you?
It was me.
Fuck off.
It was me. Me. $140,000 paycheck a month, and I was earning the least amount of money on that table. So I could have done with a bit of like I was like, what the fuck? Like seriously. But it's relative. On that table, I was the least successful person in the group. In the company, we're the most successful people in the group. So when somebody says your idea of success is jaded, I'm like, it's not around the people that I'm hanging around with. Sometimes you've just got to sit at the different tables and you've got to look at other people, which is why we promote getting into events, getting in person.
Even podcasts and books like this, it's like
success leaves clues. There's always somebody who's done it first, who's done it better.
Quicker. And
quicker.
It's a shortcut to success.
I'm not actually quite sure if they've done it quicker. We did it pretty quick.
We did it rapid. But that was because we failed forward and we failed fast.
Also a very good book, available from all well-known bookstores.
Yes, other books are available.
Like ours. Did we mention?
Buy it. But the failing forward and failing fasting, you said this before, but to me, failure's like part.
Did I steal it from somebody?
Probably. Fucking hell, you've not going to have made it up. Have you got any original thoughts at this point?
At this point, I have no idea if I did it or I didn't.
Listen, I'll back you. It was hers. She said it. But the failing forward and the failing fasting, most people stay stuck where they are because they're so scared of what you said before, the bear or the friend that doesn't believe in them, or what are people going to think on social media? I've never paid anyone any bill of mine. I've never paid with somebody else's thoughts.
But the problem is, sometimes the people that are saying, I say it all the time, if they're not paying your bills, why are you listening to them? But the problem is when you get somebody who is paying your bills.
But that's the thing.
And you're listening to them. It's getting that next level. And it was only very recently this hit me because I'd always used if they're not paying my bills, why am I listening to them? And then some girl came up to me and said, my husband pays for everything. And I was like,
So
then you've got to be the bigger mindset. Or bring him the check.
I was just about to say.
Bring the check to the table and make him change his mind.
Because I overheard your conversation before where Shaq used to be the breadwinner.
I mean, he
still is.
But we relied on him. We relied on my husband. And now I'm about to retire him.
And now you don't need to.
I'm about to retire him.
So on the flip side to that, anybody maybe that's sat listening and thinking that is, what about if you could contribute something to household?
Do you know what my husband turned around and said? And like he's got a very good job. He's always had, time freedom and financial freedom, but location freedom. We couldn't. But he's always been very supportive. Maybe not as much at the beginning, but he just let me do it. I'm not, I'll just do it either way.
Yeah.
But it was when he turned round and we thought he was going to lose his job, and he turned round and he went, "Thank God for your business."
Yeah.
Because he
goes,
I daren't say where we'd be if it wasn't for you and your business. And we're now at the point where he's given me a number. I'm aiming for it. He's clever. So he's given me he knows what he's doing. So he's given me a monthly number. And when we get to that monthly number in income, he said, I will retire and I will become the house husband that you want.
And like from a £156 investment and 6 years of, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, graft.
They
But
don't have the vision.
you could see, could you see that far?
Not at the beginning. I don't think at the beginning.
But
I
quite
always
quickly.
hoped there was. I always hoped what was on the other side of the hill was what I thought was on the other side of the bill. And I think that's something you might not be able to see it, but I kind of thought, okay, there is something over the other side, and I believed that it was there. I couldn't see it, but I had the belief.
You've just reminded me of something that you absolutely 1,000,000% did make up.
Are you sure?
Unless you can't have stole this, it was too random. The giraffe and the tortoise.
It's brilliant. I definitely made that because
I feel like I watched you make that up in your brain. I was like, this is good. Where is this going?
Nobody of any talent has written that in a book.
The giraffe and the tortoise. It sounds like a fucking nursery rhyme. But listen, it was a good analogy, so go.
Basically. I don't think it's going to work the second time round. It was just genius at the time. I always say vision. Think about the vision. I'm the giraffe. We're the giraffes in the business. We have the long necks and we can see far. Yeah. When you come into the business, you're a tortoise. Yeah. You cannot see over the hedge, over the hill, over the door. Yeah. You can't see it. So I've got to lean down and go, listen, I can borrow my vision. Yeah. I can see where you are going to be. Yeah. You can't see that yet, but I've got the bigger neck and I can see further than you. All you have to do is trust me and hold my hand. Yeah. And that was a freaking good analogy.
And that is network marketing. What you just said there, that's network marketing to a T if you've got a good upline. However, on the flip side, you and I didn't have uplines. We just decided to become uplines, didn't we?
I love it when somebody goes, but I don't have an upline. I'm like, good. Good. I'm like, good, because you're going to find your feet, you're going to be resourceful, and you're going to work it out. The worst thing that we do to our business,
do or die.
We're too good at uplines. Don't you worry, darling. I'll do it.
I don't know about me, maybe.
You're not. You're a bitch. Yeah. In a nice way. No, like not a bitch, but like.
No, yeah.
Yeah. You're like, no. But I'm
tough love.
You're a very red character and I'm quite yellow. So I want to nurture everybody and hold their hands. And sometimes I think, no, you do. Sometimes I think we give too much. Yeah.
We do.
Not so much as doing it for them, but we give so much that they don't have to be resourceful. There is so much training that we give. There is, like, we're there. At our point, we could disappear and never turn up again and live a happy life. And we're there at least 3 times. I don't think it has not crossed my mind. IMVs on a Monday morning.
Sometimes I'm like,
don't think.
We don't have to do them anymore.
I don't have to do this today.
Fridays only.
I love that we're only doing a Friday. But we don't actually have to do it.
No, we choose to show up the way that we show up. And I always say this because how can I teach you how to do what I've done if I'm not still doing it?
That's dictatorship. I'm like, you cannot dictate as a leader. Yeah. You have to lead from the front. And I have this beef with people all the time. So when people say my upline left, I'm like, good, because you are going to be the best upline because you're going to have to work it out by yourself and you're going to duplicate that down, which is basically what me and you did. I find the people that sit under really good leaders tend not to have the chance to become a leader because they're too happy just being comfortable. It's getting comfortable with your business. We were very uncomfortable for a very long time to get comfortable, but we have got businesses who can be comfortable because we do it all for them. So whenever somebody says, I didn't have an upline, I'm like, great. Good for you. You're going to be a superstar. You're going to be absolute rock star.
Yeah. Because there's no other option but to work it out.
No other option.
And fail forward and fail fast. So a couple of things that we want to cover in this episode are network marketing or network marketers behaving badly.
There are so many of them.
And the first one, which I hate.
I thought you were going to
implode.
I hate it so much I can't even
I was going to implode. Is spammy pammies. So let's talk about why, number one, I think network marketing gets a bad rap is because we've
icky messages.
So let's just normalize this for a little minute. Here we go. For those of you that don't know, I love a fact and figure.
Oh, I'm surprised we've gotten this far and you've not pulled out any numbers yet.
It's just come into my brain that I've not said any. I was like,
you've not mentioned a number.
I'm going to bore everyone.
Who even are you, Leah Lockett? We usually get numbers for days. Give me a number.
86% of online companies use some form of network marketing, direct sales, affiliate link, referral program. You can call it what you want. It's all the same thing. So 86% of companies, including Deliveroo, Amazon, Uber, Revolve.
I was in Zara the other day and there was an actual whiteboard on the desk saying, refer your friend to work at Zara and you will get a £50 voucher. I was like, I wonder what that sounds like.
Mad.
A £50 voucher for referring somebody. Mad. I felt like crossing it out and putting Planet Marketing will give you a £50 voucher for referring your friend.
It's mental, and like when you get over the fact that it's completely normal that we refer people to stuff, mostly for free, you can take the ick out of this and stop hounding people like I said before, trying to convince.
The ick is there
it's
for
so
people.
There.
I actually am the king of spin when it comes to ickiness in my inbox. I had an ick the other day. Somebody popped in, like, no warm up, no nothing.
Straight in there.
Straight in there, straight into the jugular. Oh, I felt violated. Like, straight in. And I went, do you know what? I love that you've got something for me, but I've also got something for you. Let me teach you.
Yeah.
How to be a professional network marketer. And I mean this in the nicest possible way, but you are going to make no money. I said, no. Really? How well is this going for you right now? And she was like, and she was actually genuinely lovely. She went, well, I haven't got anybody. I'm new to this. My upline just told me to send you this message.
Oh, they were trying to hook the big shark.
I was like, one, you don't go for the number one in the company because the number one isn't ever moving.
No.
And two, you don't go in there with the jugular. But I feel sorry for these people.
Yeah, because they're being taught. They are being really taught bad.
So if somebody's jumping into your inbox and they're giving you a spammy message, please don't have a go at them. Educate them.
Yeah, if you're in
network marketing, because they're only doing what they've been told to do.
You know, this reminds me of Cassie, obviously one of my best friends. She used to get DMs all the time, like from people in network marketing companies or referrals, whatever. And she used to shout about it on a story. Like, she used to get really annoyed by it. Yeah. And she is now one of the top income earners in our company. And that's because she's took the ick out of network marketing. The way we do stuff in our business or in the UK, I can't vouch for everybody else. It's so organic. It's so authentic.
Which is the highest frequency known to man, and I didn't make that up.
Robbed that?
That is from Gary Brecker.
Yeah,
I will hold.
It was Gary Brecker.
It's Gary Brecker.
We was at a mastermind, and Rachel had done this. Oh my god! It's really. I'm really outing you in this episode.
I feel seen.
We were at a mastermind, and Gary Brecker.
I did the training first.
She did it first. So again, I was like, "Do you want me to fight Gary Brecker? Because he's just fucking robbed."
And
he's robbed you one-liner. I turned around and like,
no, I'm pretty sure that I did name check him on there. I said, as Gary Brecker.
I don't listen to that. I just listen to the.
I know you're only off the stats, but I did, hands up, I did say, as Gary Brecker says, authenticity.
Mate, keep doing that. I think you're a fucking genius.
I know. And I love that about you. I don't even know why she's like, why did I decide to do this with you, you big fake, which brings me on to the next.
It does bring us on to the next one.
Anyway, we've got authenticity is the highest frequency known to man.
That's why we teach.
And that is saying what you believe and telling 100% the truth.
And being who you are.
And not trying to be somebody else. When people say, oh, I'd love to be you, please don't be me. No. Be you. Because we don't need two of me. We don't need two of Leahs. No. We need
just one of you.
Just one of you. But I think there's a whole thing, fake it till you make it. And again, we spoke about this, and not so much in the UK, but in the US, people are getting their businesses shut down for being fake.
Oh, really?
The fake cars, the fake private jets.
What do you mean? It's fucking real.
What do you mean? Have you seen our clouds?
And the unicorn flying.
I feel like a pigeon needs to fly past. Producer James, can we have a pigeon just to make it look really real?
I'll get you a unicorn.
So,
I want a unicorn.
We want a unicorn.
He's going to dress up as a trolley dolly as well, he said before.
Are we not? Is that
we
like
can,
not PC? Oh, we're not. We're fine. We'll
no, I've got one of my directors is an ex cabin crew, and she calls herself Jilly Jolly the Trolley Dolly.
Oh, Jilly Jolly the Dolly Dolly. I love that. Please tell me that's an Instagram page.
No, she's called.
Oh, it should
something else.
be.
I'll tell her.
Tell her that. I think that should be. I love that. Jilly Jolly the Trolley Dolly.
So people are getting shut down.
People are getting shut down in the USA for making fake claims. One is fake income claims.
Yeah.
Making out that they're making more than they're making. A next one
Rightly
is...
so, though.
Rightly so. A second one is for hiring Ferraris and pretending that they've got... No, I saw this recently. I saw this. And I'm not going to mention any names. But she had moved from our company to another company.
Brain just needs to know who it is.
No, I'll write it down. And had posted this supercar. From her new, saying that if you join our company at at a certain level, you get given a car, and the car looked like a McLaren or a Lambo. I think it was a Ferrari that she was sitting in.
Toyota Corolla.
You literally get like base level Audi. I mean, you're getting a base level Audi. And she's making out that you're getting a Ferrari. Now, she didn't actually say that was the car.
But you stood in front of it and it's implying.
You're implying.
Yeah.
And you've got to be really careful because, is it the FCA?
Yeah,
the FCA are shutting people down for fake claims. And people do it all the time. And I see it and I'm thinking, you don't make that money. You're not driving that car. You're not living in that house. And you're definitely not, with our one especially, people are telling everybody, I get a free holiday. I'm like, you're definitely not at the level where you're getting a free holiday. No. And it's really dangerous to the industry to make these fake claims. Yeah. It's network marketing gone bad.
Yeah, it is.
They're naughty.
We stamp this out like heavily, don't we? Heavily, because like we said before, like we wanted to be the change that was needed in the industry. Yeah. And the product sells itself. The business sells itself. The compensation plan sells itself. Yeah. There's nothing additional needed on top of that. And there's certainly nothing that needs fluffing up to make it look any better than it is. And I think when people do that, again, it's why network marketing is given a bit of a bad rep. But what I would like to say on this is network marketing helps ordinary people sometimes, and it isn't millionaire or bust. No. Network marketing helps normal people, mums that have never had a job before, mums that have got multiple children, people that have got sick kids that can't work. Bring in a couple of hundreds of pounds a month. And that's what the industry is about. It's not about me or you. It's about how many versions of those people I think we can help. We very easily throw around six figures here, there, and everywhere, but actually, for a lot of people, £500 is life changing. Life changing is the difference between staying in their home and losing it. Yeah, between feeding their kids and not. And I think we have to take that down to base level. That you don't have to go out there and sell it as the millionaire's dream because there's a 1% club. There's only 1% of people will ever become millionaires in this business. But everybody can earn a living. Yeah. And this is why we have our critical conversation when we first start, which is the most important conversation we're ever going to have in our business is what do you want and how can I help you? Mm-hmm. Because my default setting is I'm going to get you to 100K passive income. Yeah. We have a blueprint that we share. It's 100K passive income. But not multiple. It's 7 figures. It's a 7-figure one. But not everybody wants that. And we have to be okay. And we have to start selling network marketing for what it is. It's whatever you want it to be. It's a side income. It's a full-time income. It's a life-changing income. It's a career if you want it. If you want it. It's a hustle that you do at the weekends if you want it to be that. There's no right or wrong answer. And unlike a job, if you show up and don't show up, or if you hit a target or don't hit a target, then, there's no pressure. Yeah. But for the 1% club or the 10% club, or the 20% club, whichever you want to fall into, there's a level playing field for you. Yeah. And it doesn't discriminate age, gender, degree, education. It doesn't care anything. It only cares what you do and who you help. Yeah. And I love that about network marketing, and I've heard you say, I will give you this because this is yours. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't. And I love it when you say that. Because you're right, I get a lot of people, but I don't look like you. I've got no social media followers. But I'm too old. I'm too young. I've got no, and I'm like, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Nothing. There is always somebody, somewhere, who is just like you doing this. Yeah. Absolutely.
And we find them and we teach people how, we teach you how to find these people. The next one, it's my beef. Poaching. Fucking hell. In a world where there is stats, how many billions of people in the world?
7 just under
billion.
8 billion. Social media users. Here's one for you. 4.1 billion social media users globally, not just on Instagram, across all platforms. 4.1 billion people. You can speak to anybody at any time because you've got a phone and social media.
But you want to speak to the person that I just recruited and try and poach them over to your company.
So we've got an unwritten rule with this, haven't we? Me and you.
To be fair, since we've started working together, how many years? A year and a half?
Maybe a bit longer. 2.
There has never been one incident where
between
any team, your team or my team, have cross-poached.
And we've got it like that with pretty much the whole company. Yeah. In the UK, which we look after.
Have to.
Because there's enough of everything for everyone.
Who sings that song? Is it Harry Styles? Producer James, is it Harry Styles who sings the song?
I don't even know where we're going with this now.
No, he says, why do you have mine? There's so many billion people in the girls in the world. Don't take mine. There's a song. I can sing it.
I'm very old. Sing it.
Sing it. Can you actually sing? Because you
had a freaking recording contract. I am Chloe. I am... Well, I didn't say
she can wiggle it. Like,
listen, I had a recording contract. I came out of school with a recording contract. I'm Chloe Bratz, for fuck's sake. I can sing just not today. Times and places. I'll do a sing song. We could have a podcast karaoke, and we'll get producer James in. He can set it. You can start it off.
Can we do carpool karaoke? Something jet karaoke. Private jet karaoke.
It's taking it to a whole. Now that James Corden eat your
eat our clouds.
Could we do that? Eat our clouds. Could we do a private jet karaoke? We know a man with a jet.
We know a few. Oh,
that one. We can go on the sex jet.
He owes us a
joyride. He owes us
a joyride. He does.
That sounds so wrong, doesn't it? He was going to take us on a joyride.
Yeah. I told him that he has to take us on a joyride next time we're there.
We will do private jet karaoke out of Las Vegas in May. We've said it now.
Tick. He doesn't know about it, but if you're watching, just to let you know, make sure the plane's on the ground.
Make sure it's not chartered out somewhere. We are doing private jet karaoke.
We're doing it.
Now I've lost where I was going with this conversation.
Oh, fuck no, so we can finish it there.
Poaching. Poaching. How did we get from poaching to private jet karaoke?
Last one to finish it.
Okay, bringing it back round.
Go.
He sings a song. I'm not going to sing it. I can't remember it, but somewhere in it says something about there's so many billions of girls in the world. Why do you want mine?
Yeah.
Facts. Why do you want my person who I've just spent hours on?
It's lazy.
Creating a relationship. Why are you going to scoop in there when there's billions of other people? It's lazy.
So lazy.
And I saw the worst thing this week. You're gonna be like, no. I saw somebody put a post up. This is lazy prospecting, by the way. And I did say to this person, this is awfully lazy prospecting. Where they did a static post where they asked for people who wanted to collab with a certain influencer on the travel business. But they did it as a static post. So do you want to collab with this famous person? Obviously, everybody's like, me.
Collab as in what?
Like to do our business. But they said, do you just want to collab? It was a very cryptic post.
Cloak and dagger.
It was a cryptic post. Do you want to collab with this person? Do you like to travel? Do you like to travel smart? So very clearly it was what we do.
Yes.
Without being what we do. Mm-hmm. Do you want to collab? Static posts, I think, are lazy. Never, ever do a static post and expect to, not have this. But obviously, as people have gone, me.
Yeah. I.
The vultures have swarmed in and taken everybody that said me and started to prospect everybody that said me. This person has a hissy fit, says, I don't like this business. What people are poaching. So I'm like, well, on this half, you've done a lazy poaching. You've done a lazy post. But on this half, you've kind of opened yourself up to it, but also, why are they jumping on other people's posts?
It's fucking mental.
I was kind of livid for her, but livid for them. And I was just like, it's a no all around. But people do it. It's lazy prospecting.
It absolutely is.
It's lazy prospecting. You wouldn't know who I was prospecting.
No, because it's a relationship
Because we
business.
build relationships. And you're very good at this. Actually, I noticed you were in LA recently. So you're building a team out in LA at the moment.
I am.
And I noticed that a lot of the times that you've been going over, you've not actually been doing events as such, but you've been building relationships, going for lunches, building that rapport, and probably not pivoted yet into the business at all.
No, so I talk organically about what
Yeah.
I do, and I share my vision, and then I let people make an informed decision. There's no, hey hun, there's no, come
Yeah.
join my team, there's no, I've got 10 spaces left with me ever. Everything I do, I've got millions of spaces.
Can you imagine?
But
I've
everything
got 10
I do,
spaces.
but I see it all the time, and it's another ick for network marketing. Everything I do is authentic, and people feel that because I'm genuinely being me. I've genuinely got a good business. It will genuinely help you if you take a look at it. And if it's not for you, I'm not going to try and hold you to ransom, but I'll give you the information so that you can make an informed decision. That's what network marketing's about.
Let's go back to that. I've got 10 spaces. I saw a girl a couple of months ago, and she put up a post, I've got 10 spaces. I thought, that's nice. And then the week after,
Still got 10 spaces.
I've got
by any
10
chance.
spaces. I was like, oh, did nobody take them? And then the week after,
I've got 10
spaces. And then about 4 or 5 weeks in, hey,
Still got
10 spaces. I was like, well, either you're bullshitting or you're shit at this job.
Mm-hmm.
Because how can you have 10 spaces available
All the time.
at all times? I think people get confused at urgency and exclusion. Now, we do exclude within industries, but on levels.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot get into that room unless you are heading towards 100K
Or you've got
a
the
year.
potential for
Yeah.
us to coach you to get there. And like you said before, it's a 1% club. Not everybody's got the minerals, drive, work ethic, whatever. But if you've shown us something,
You'll be
we've
there.
put you in a separate, completely different coaching category. We speak to them so differently in that level, don't we?
But I think also the problem with us doing that is that, and it's not a problem with us doing that, but it gets duplicated wrong so that people think, oh, I've got to be exclusive now, and I've got to tell people there's only 10 spaces left in my business. And you can't do that. Exclusivity comes in levels, not at recruitment level. You can't be
Absolutely.
exclusive on recruitment level. I've only got 10 spaces. I'm only going to work with 10 spaces because I only want £5.50.
If I see that one more time,
Okay.
I'm going to flip my
Don't, I
word.
can't. I'm like, you haven't. I literally will now go, but you haven't. But
No.
you're lying. You've not got 10 spaces. You've got 10,000 spaces plus some. It's
And then
wild.
the last one that we're going to finish on is the 9 to 5 rant. So I used to be a 9 to 5er, obviously, and I didn't hate my job. I had been doing real estate for a long time, and I was good at it, but I just didn't want to do it forever. And I don't bash a 9 to 5, but I love to show people that there is another way. And it goes back to what I was saying before about passive income and residual income and network marketing and working online and being an entrepreneur and being a business owner was never mentioned to me at school. You know, when they take you to the careers, whatever it is, fair or advisor, and they give you
Can you imagine somebody doing work experience with us?
oh my God, that'd be so fun. If
Somebody-
you want to send your children on work experience, honestly, because let us coach them out of that.
My friend actually said the other day, she has a 14-year-old, and she was like, I would love him to shadow you for work experience for a
Yeah.
week.
yeah.
Can you imagine? That was never offered
Do you
to
know where
us.
I had to go on work
Where
experience?
did you go? Where did you
They sent me to the army. I'm not even joking.
You went to the army. You didn't.
I was the only girl that went. I was the only girl that went.
You went to the army. What are we doing? Shining boots.
I mean, no, they was waking us up at 3 a.m. and
Hang on,
making
you
us run.
actually lived at the army.
For a week, we went to H&P. H&P is that jail?
Hang on. I don't think that
This
they
is a
put
big
a
alt course.
child in with the army people.
They sent loads of us from
I'm
different
shook.
schools. I think it might have been because I was naughty or I didn't go to school. and they didn't want to send me to a real business. But I actually went to the army for 5 days. We stayed over in barracks at Alt
Sounds
Course.
fun.
And I wanted to join the army after it. They were like waking us up in the middle of the night, making us run. They were interrogating us.
This is where
It was
this is
fun.
where it started for you.
This is where it's. I
You went
forgot
to
that happened.
army.
You just said work experience, and I was like, what did they tell me I was going to be? And basically,
what
in a war, that was all that they could
They
come
sent it
up
to a war zone. Do you know what I do?
Do you know what you're good for? Absolutely fuck all. Go to the army. But that was there was no entrepreneurial box. And I was always designed to be an entrepreneur. I'm unemployable as fuck, and I always have been. And so the only option for me was to like create
me,
create my own army.
which you did. Listen, they might have
Create my
seen
own army.
something
That's
in
what
you.
I've done.
I did pantomime.
The fucking polar opposites.
I did pantomime. It was over Christmas. I was dancing in pantomime. I was with Mr. Blobby while you were getting up running. I
was getting
dancing to
interrogated, and she
Live
was
Your Life
prancing around me
with Mr. Blobby. That was my work experience.
Right, guys, we're going to leave it there. On that bombshell. I hope we've debunked some network marketing myths, dressed as dominatrixes, in today's episode, and we will see you next week.
Oh, where we are going to be answering the questions that everybody has sent in.
Ooh.
And you're going to get a little bit of agony aunt time.
I'm excited for these, because I've seen a couple of fucking weird submissions.
There is some very strange stories coming in and some very odd things that are happening within the industry. And we're
going to expose
going to
them.
help you. You're going to expose and I'm going to help.
That red and yellow
Oh.
personality.
We will see you next week.
Bye, friends.